Hello. Some old faces and some new faces. Excuse me while I turn this on for 1 second here. Welcome to the Fourth Warm and Cozy. On behalf of the nurses, administrative staff, and the board of directors, I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you for attending tonight and supporting our center. We also want to thank all the donors, sponsors, and behind-the-scene workers who truly have worked so hard to make this an incredible event. A very special thank you to my friends Kayla Henderson and Cheryl Brockman, who are the heart of the center of this event. And lastly, my dear friends Mike and Marilyn for hosting this for 4 years at their beautiful home. Seated here kind of sporadically in these front 3 tables are my extraordinary colleagues and the backbone of the center, the forensic nurses. Thank you for your commitment to excellence, your exemplary service that you provide 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. They make it. Okay, last year we raised $157,000, which gives us a total of $409,000 in 3 years. That is absolutely astounding. Thank you for those who are out there that made that possible. January 29th, 2016 marked the center's 20th year of operation. When we opened, there were 20 centers in the country. We were the first in Indiana, the first in the entire Midwest. There are now well over 750 centers and about the same that have closed. We reached and provided services to 1,199 primary and secondary victims in 2015 and have touched the lives of over 23,000 people in 20 years. So many people touched by such a small group of nurses. Man, give them a round of applause on that one. For all of you who are just dying to know what is the Fort Wayne Sexual Assault Treatment Center, we are a freestanding, not-for-profit, nurse-driven organization with the oversight from the most dedicated and generous community member board of directors. And there are a lot of them out here today, and we would not be here without them. We have the honor of working with 2 remarkable medical directors, Dr. Catherine Garner, who's been our director for 20 years for adults, and Dr. Susan Frere, who oversees our pediatric patients, and she's back there in the back from Lutheran. Our mission is to be the most respected and trusted resource for superior medical forensic care, education, and research in bringing justice to those impacted by sexual assault. We are the recognized and credentialed provider of the medical forensic exam for patients from birth through and including a suspicious death for 16 counties, working with 56 law enforcement agencies, 22 hospitals, and serve over 1 million people. So what does that mean? We provide a service that no one else does. If a patient calls 911, goes to the ER, calls their doctor, they call us. If the patient is stable, they will come to us. If critical, we will go to them. If critical in another community, they will flight them into us. And there is no cost ever to our patient. Again, what does that mean? We explain their healthcare options, perform the medical forensic exam, collect DNA, provide treatment, and testify in the court of law. Forensic nurses make a difference, a huge difference. And every exam we do opens the possibility of collecting evidence that might assist to convict a child molester or rapist, and, which is just as important to us, collect DNA that would exonerate an innocent man. Back in March, and that's the funny part, when I was preparing what I wanted to say tonight, and which patients I should tell a little bit about so you could understand kind of what it is that we do, I put my pen down and said, I can't ever make you understand what it is we do until it happens to you or someone that you care about. As Lady Gaga sings in her emotional song, till it happens to you, it won't be real and you just can't know. I do know that some of the stories can give you a glimpse of the violence and terror some of our patients have had to endure. Some of the histories would make the hair on the back of your neck stand up. But how can I make you comprehend the heinous acts committed against our youngest victim, who was 37 days old, who we saw again when she was 2, or when we saw an alert, beautiful 93-year-old. We thought she would be the oldest victim we ever saw in our center. 2 weeks later, we saw an equally beautiful woman, a 94-year-old woman, and I will never forget her. She looked so frail, defeated, sitting in her wheelchair wrapped in a shawl that she had made. Tears rolled down her cheek, and her silence spoke volumes. She's our grandmother, our mother, our sister, our friend, our neighbor, and our rape victim. Rape touches us all. You would be appalled and gasp as I speak of the children who've contracted a sexually transmitted infection or handed a life sentence because they developed HIV, or little girls still playing with Barbies who ended up pregnant by a family member they love and called Dad. But then again, there's no words that can help me. If I tell you about the children who were molested or required surgery, or those who were thrown out like garbage and sold for drugs and money, what does it really mean to any of us? A child who lived after being strangled and set on fire, and children who endured unspeakable acts and didn't live to tell. And what can I possibly say to make anyone understand a 9-year-old who was assaulted and forced to live under a bathroom sink, and her 3 siblings never told? It's all over the news about high school teachers and coaches sleeping with their students, and no one's missing the publicity about 1 in 4 college students being raped, most during the freshman year, most during the first few months. But did you know that 91% of our 11,000 colleges reported 0 rapes on their campuses? Just numbers till it's your daughter, your son. We hear statements like, what did she think dressing like that? Or why'd she get drunk? Why'd she even go to that fraternity party? And I just overheard this one. Did she try to hold her legs together? You know, that's kind of appalling and disturbing, but interestingly, the FBI, and a few of them are out there, they say 2 to 8% of our rapes reported are false. Why do we have this tendency to categorize sexual assault based on a person's background or circumstance? Why do we try to presume the actions of a perfect victim? It leads us to doubt the veracity of all victims. So what am I saying? Even with no signs of physical violence, or she's a college student drunk on a date or a prostitute in a dark alley, rape is rape and rape is the crime, and it affects us all. But till it happens to someone you love, or someone like yourself, you will not understand. Our nurses show compassion, empathy, provide state-of-the-art technology, and even though we look into their eyes and we get a glimpse of the pain, the shame, I have no way of how to explain to you that our patients have deeper wounds beyond what medicine can heal. A dear and wise friend said to me, you know, no one really knows what happens at 2270 Lake Avenue, do they? No, none of you really do, because there isn't a word in the English language that is adequate to sum up our days. Not when most people don't think monsters really exist, and they do exist all right. And the kids we see don't just get over it because they're strong and resilient. No, this is a crime. It's not a cold, it's a crime, and it casts a shadow the length of a lifetime. Our patients are fundamentally altered, and there is no way without us that they could get through some of these things. The hard truth, though, is there's no clear-cut or simple solutions for this complex social, medical, and legal issue. But I can say one of the biggest contributors to this rape culture is our silence. I didn't share any of these stories, which really I cut them down. I didn't do it for sympathy. I intend to have it as a call to action. Help us help victims by supporting the center financially, which helps us to continue to create real and effective change. How? By giving a voice to those whose words who go unnoticed and their words unheard. And as a not-for-profit, we rely on grants, donations, and this one fundraiser. And by supporting our center tonight, we can ensure to continue our mission to be the most respected and trusted resource for medical forensic care. On behalf of our staff, our board of directors, and all of the victims we've had the honor to serve the last 20 years, Thank you for attending tonight and celebrating our 20th anniversary, and God bless all of you.